As an immigrant, when faced with a lot of restrictions, visa hurdles, time hurdles, harsh realities, family expectations, pressures from different areas, it is very, very easy to settle for the most befitting opportunity that presents itself at a particular point in time, even if that opportunity is not the best for you. And then you have a lot of friends, family, colleagues, YouTubers going on and telling you to accept what you see because you're not sure when you get such opportunities in the future. In this video, I'm going to be telling you how to shut the noise and not settle. Let's start with the story time. So, this story is about Romeo and Juliet. So Romeo and Juliet moved abroad in the same year. They went to the same university. They graduated in the same year. And in the year that they graduated, they had two opportunities. The first one, apply for a post-study work visa that would give them 2 years to remain in the country and work for any company that they so desire. But the downside of this visa is the fact that it doesn't count towards their stay. They need sponsorship to be able to retain their stay in the country. The other option that they had was the government just introduced a new visa, and with this visa it was easy to get in, to be guaranteed sponsorship. However, Romeo and Juliet knew that in normal circumstances, they wouldn't be doing this job in the first place. This is not what they desire. This is not what they dreamed of. This is not what they want. But it's an opportunity that just presented itself, so why not? Romeo is very, very skeptical about applying for the PSW, which is the post-study work visa, because he just wants his stay to start counting. He just wants the sponsorship immediately. He really wants to hop on this opportunity that just presented itself, regardless of what kind of job it is, as long as it gets him the sponsorship, right? On the other hand, Juliet knows that this is not what she wants for herself, and she's not willing to go down that route because she has been able to like think far about what could possibly go wrong if she goes down that route. And so Romeo went on with applying for the visa for the new route that the government just introduced, and Juliet applied for the post-study work visa. Now, 5 years down the line, Romeo is burnt out. He hates his job. He's useless in his career path because he has spent so much time in this other career path that he didn't even want anything to do with in the first place. He's struggling with work-life balance because he works so many hours and doesn't have time for himself, and his quality of life is very, very poor. On the other hand, Juliet had to wait 1 year to secure the job that she wanted for herself. However, after getting this job of her desire, they sponsored her. She's doing what she wants. She's working lesser hours than Romeo, but yet is getting paid more. She works a hybrid pattern, which means she works from home, and she's able to balance out her life. So this is just a short story. So can we just take a guess at the difference between Romeo and Juliet? I'll give you 1 second to think about that. The difference is that Romeo settled, but Juliet didn't. So now this brings me to my first point. You have to have a clear vision of where you are going. Okay? If you have a clear vision of where you're going, you won't be swayed by any new opportunities because you know where you are headed and you must get there. Right? In this instance, Romeo and Juliet knew what they wanted, but Romeo didn't really know what he wanted, because if he knew what he wanted and he was determined to get there, he wouldn't have been swayed with any new government policy that seemed favorable at first, but turned out to be something else. So you have to have a clear vision of where you're going, where you're headed, what you want to do, what your aim is, what your goal is in this new country. Like, what do you want for yourself? What is the path you've desired, like you so desire? Like, you need to be clear about what you want and have a vision, because when you have a vision, there's something to work with. There is something that you can see that other people cannot see, and because of that thing that you can see, you're willing to take the risk and work hard to get to that point. If you don't have a clear vision for yourself, the country already has its own vision for you. So you need to take action into your own hands and have a clear vision. If you don't have one now, you need to properly sit down and think about what you want for yourself and focus on that, or else the country will push you to places that you don't want to be in the first place. Secondly, you need to be very, very, very determined. What do I mean? Being in a country, a new country, and a lot of things are happening to you, you can get very, very down. In fact, being an immigrant you can actually pass through all the stages of grief. You might be really upset, you might be very numb, you can be in denial that, wow, is this my life? I didn't really expect this for myself, right? You can go through all the phases of grief. You can be angry, upset, happy, different emotions. But it's more or less like, even when you go through all of that, you know the end goal. You know where you are headed. So no matter how you feel, you need to be ready to like pick yourself right back up, dust your shoes, and keep moving. Being determined means that you're very resilient, tenacious, patient, hopeful. You're very strong. So you need to like possess all these qualities. Like, you need to be very resilient. Just whatever comes your way. Like, see, let me just give you a short story. There's a friend of mine that has been searching for a job for a very long time, and he eventually got something, yeah. And when he did, he told me about it. In fact, he showed me his job applications. He got blocked out from one of the job application sites for having exceeded the number of jobs you're meant to apply for. I didn't even know that existed, to be honest. But you could see that he really had a goal in mind and he went for it. But there was something that he said that stuck to me. He said, "Now who give up, fuck up, oh." You can't afford to give up, even if it looks like it's not working. Like, now who give up, fuck up. Like, you need to know what you are doing. Don't give up, oh. So you need to be really, really determined, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how it looks like you're struggling, you're not getting any response. You need to actually like remain strong. Another way to not settle is by thinking of the long-term implication of the decision that you're about to make. So you have to weigh all options. So Romeo had the opportunity to go down this new visa route, but he could have asked himself so many questions. In 5 years' time, where do I see myself? When I get this job, what kind of life do I want for myself abroad? If I go down this route, will I have the opportunity to do all the things I actually want to do and be happy? Would I be happy in this job? Would I be sad in this job? Will I feel fulfilled in this job? What of my quality of life? Would it get better? In terms of my family, would I be able to provide better for them? Would I have a work-life balance? Like, there's so many questions that you could ask yourself before you take a decision. And you need to know in 5 years, 10 years time, how being in that space affects your life, affects your family, your mental health, everything around you, your religion. Like, how does that job affect you? You need to be able to weigh everything you can weigh and think ahead. Don't think in a very shallow way that you can only see what is in front of you. You need to be able to like think ahead. This decision I am about to make, if I settle here, how does it impact me and my future? You need to actually do that. This is once you actually are able to ask yourself questions. Why? There was something else I learned at work. It's the 3 whys. So it's asking yourself why 3 times. You want to go down this route. Why? If you give a response to that, ask yourself why again. If you give yourself a response and ask yourself why again, it helps you like uncover the main reason why you want that. And you need to know if your reason makes sense or not. If it's what it's settling there or not. Another way not to settle is while you are actually waiting and chasing this dream of yours, you need to keep equipping yourself and evaluating yourself and constantly like improving yourself to be the better version of yourself. Today's version of you should be better than yesterday's version of you. What do I mean? Say you've just found yourself in a different career path, but you're trying to break out. Are you still taking steps to make sure that you are still relevant in your desired career path? Are you taking courses? Are you watching videos? Are you learning something new? Are you learning a new tool? Are you gaining a new knowledge? Like, what are you doing about it? You need to constantly improve yourself and evaluate yourself so that no matter how long it takes, when it's time to get there, you won't feel useless in your field. You know that you are more than even capable and ready to embark on this journey of your new career path or whatever you are like desiring. Okay, I'm very passionate about telling people not to settle, because as an immigrant there's a lot of noise, a lot of opinions, there's just a lot of people telling you things that work for them. I was talking to someone recently and he was telling me that he had two options when he came to the UK. It was either to go and stay with one of his auntie or someone that was not even related to him. Now, he appreciated the fact that he didn't stay with his own biological auntie because of the kind of job that she does. And she would have definitely pushed him towards that direction, because when she knew he needed sponsorship, she was sending him only the jobs of that particular path, like that area that she works in. Because I won't even blame her, because that's what she knows, okay? Like, that is where she is. But on the other hand, the other auntie works in a better place and then helped him get into a better career path. That brings me to my next point. The people around you really, really matter. Your network of friends and colleagues and just people generally really, really matter, because they can influence how you would move. So if you watch the video about how I became a business analyst when I was still in Scotland, because I was mostly surrounded by people that did a lot of like jobs that I couldn't do, I felt like there was no way of breaking out of that in this country. At some point I felt like, should I just accept my new reality, that I might be stuck in this particular career field that I don't want to even have anything to do with? But then when I moved and I got the junior role as a business analyst, I saw a new side of life. I saw new sets of immigrants that were doing amazingly well, and that really, really like formed a different opinion in my head, like, oh, Nena, you really don't have to settle. People are actually doing great. Do you get? And you can also do great. This is not even about friends now. It's about the people around you, okay? Like church members, colleagues, friends of friends, someone that knows somebody that can help you. What kind of people are they? Watch your circle. They can actually influence you to either settle or not to settle, okay? And this brings me to the conclusion of this video. It's not easy. I understand. I am an immigrant myself. I've gone through the entire process. There were times that I felt very, 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 very sad. There were times I was really depressed. I've gone through different emotions. There were times that I was so depressed that, I don't know if I should be saying this, but like I would be crossing the road and I will feel like just stopping in the middle of the road, let the car run me over. It was that bad. So I can understand that people are going through so much. I have gone through them as well. But in the midst of all of that thing, it is how you are able to remain determined and remain strong and keep pushing. Because if you stop now, what if your next attempt you actually get it? Okay, like what if you actually get it? Why you stop now? You stopping now does not even just eliminate your chances of getting it. But if you keep trying, it means that you still have a chance. I mean, it could still work out. So you don't have to settle where you are or what you're doing. You have to dream big. If you don't have like visions for yourself, you need to dream big and have something that you are chasing. And in all of this, I want you to remain patient. I want you to remain resilient. I want you to find happiness from deep within. I want you to be to make yourself happy and come out of whatever situation you're in. Like if you're sad or if you've given up, I hope that this video serves as a source of strength for you to actually keep pushing, right? It's like, it's not easy. It's easy to say, oh, you need to keep pushing, but practically speaking, we're talking about emotions here, right? Like it's not easy, especially when you faced a lot of rejections, right? So, but I am here to tell you that it is possible to get there. All you need to do is to remain patient and keep working towards it. Settling is not an option. That should even be a daily mantra for you. Settling is not an option, okay? And yeah, with this video, I hope that someone has learned something new or someone was encouraged in one way or the other to keep pushing. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Have a lovely day. Bye. When the nights are cold